Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Be Live. I'm your host, Harry Bridgeforth, and today I have a very special guest, good friend, hard worker. You might have seen her on a couple of shows, actress, Miss Elizabeth Saunders. How you doing, ma'am? How you doing?
I'm great, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Crazy
Right
day.
on.
Like we talked off camera. It's very difficult. Sometimes you're doing some personal stuff. You're trying to get everything done, but we got here. I didn't want to hold you up too long. I know that you're a busy
No, no
person.
worries.
And I wanted to, pick your brain about a couple of things and allow the audience to kind of get some insight to your personal life, just like any other show. We're going to ask you about five professional questions, and then we're going to ask you five personal questions. Okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. So right off the bat, where did you grow up, Liz?
Well, I was born in Bristol, England, but I grew up in Calgary, Alberta.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Nice.
that in
Okay.
Calgary.
Okay. So when you went to school, how was school like in both sections? Did you go to school in elementary out there, and then you came here, or how'd that work?
Oh, school was all here. All
Okay.
of here being Calgary. I went to yeah, right through elementary, through grade school, through high school, even university, and
Nice.
then I moved
Nice.
to Toronto.
Awesome. Awesome. So Canada different than the United States. How do you fare with that?
You know what? Like, I think that we have a lot of similarities. I think when you actually meet people,
Mm-hmm.
there's so many similarities. But I think we have different ways of looking at things in certain
Okay.
areas, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Right now, there's a lot of difficult things with countries and things like that. So I don't like to get too much into politics, but Canada would be a
No,
nice place. I would
but
like to travel there and see that at one point.
I highly recommend it. I think it's a very, it depends. I mean, Canada is so huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
even between parts of Canada are really, really different, both in the way you know, the landscape looks, but also the people.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, we shoot out in Halifax in Nova Scotia, and that is one of the friendliest places. I love going there.
That's
So I
crazy.
recommend start with the Maritimes.
Yeah, a lot of people they don't know that a lot of the shows that we see and that are shot like in New York and things like that, they're shot in Canada. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of different things that like people, once you get into the scene, you kind of understand that.
yeah.
Um, but going into the arts and I know, but they don't know. But how'd you get into the arts and acting?
I think I was headed for it from the womb.
Okay.
Uh, uh, I was actually really super shy kid, super shy. But like in my playtime, there was a lot
Hmm.
of, I imagining and dancing, and I danced as a kid, and then I kind of make it a flip towards going towards theater, and then I decided I want to do this professionally. So it's sort of just it didn't just happen, but like I went and I trained
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in a theater program, and then for years did theater, and
Mhm.
then more film and TV, and now it's kind of flipped.
Okay,
I do
okay.
more film and TV.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Everyone starts because obviously with acting, it's kind of like everybody has their own origin. Some people they go to theater first and they go into film. Some people in the film they eventually go back to theater because of the passion of it, or they just kind of play and dibble dabble with both of them. So I mean, it's kind of like that piece of it is like the artistic end.
Yeah,
But I want to make sure that even with the creative end of filmmaking itself, the medium of acting, I think is very difficult nowadays because of like AI and all the, I think a
yeah.
lot of the arts are being taken away or taken for granted in that regard. How do you feel in regards to that?
Well, I think we've always been taken for granted. I think we're
Mm-hmm.
viewed in a curious way. I think when it's successful,
Yep.
it's viewed as some, fantasy
Hmm.
life, and it's so, it's anybody can do it or nobody can do it. And it's
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
there's a whole range of people, huge range of people, this, in
Hmm.
between that are just, we're getting along
Yeah.
doing our job. Like everybody's doing our job. Some of us have side gigs for a while, then another side gig, then
Hmm.
no side gig.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a job.
Yeah.
Like as much as I love it, and I love doing it,
Hmm.
but it's a job, and most of us are just making ends meet and
Yeah.
raising, in our case, raising kids like you are.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
so it's, but I do think it's taken for granted. And, I think it's inevitable that AI comes into it now,
Hmm.
which is not what I want.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I wish that was not something we were under threat of. I wish AI would be used more sparingly because it's not environmentally ideal.
Down.
If it,
Yep. Yep.
but also, I'm like going, oh gosh, if you could do schedules and bookkeeping and
Hmm. Then
do
what?
all that, or help humans be better, not overtake. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah,
look at it like, if they're doing the arts, or they're taking the creative aspect of the arts away, at least you should allow the artist to use AI, but not make it so that it replaces an artist. Because I think that's the
that's
problem.
how
A
I
lot of
feel.
people, they're starting to be like, oh, I just want this done by AI, but they're not understanding that at some point everything's going to look the same, everything's going to sound the same,
Totally.
and it's not
Yeah.
coming. The only uniqueness of art is the person that's creating it. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
that's
it's hard. So.
and that's the thing. Like I think because we distance ourselves from the
Mhm.
artist.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to take it, it's just a thought I had.
Yep.
But like when we go to see our children, our friends,
Yep.
like when we actually know the person performing, I
Hmm.
ask, would you rather see them perform
Yep. Yep.
imperfectly and beautifully, or would you rather go and watch, this
Hmm.
AI version of them,
Yeah.
knowing that, your husband, wife, friend, lover, child is not allowed to get up there and perform.
Yeah.
Humans want to perform.
Yeah, and I think that there's a level of value to the when you get something that's done very well, and you know that someone that was imperfect made it. Like, for instance, when you make a project and it's like, even with CGI, because CGI was a big issue at one point, but when they
Yeah.
made CGI, right, it was like we had levels of it, and when it got to the point where it was almost seamless, it was kind of like, okay, well, if a person did that and they're imperfect, that we give them value because it almost looks perfect. It's like, basically, it's great because of the value
Yeah.
of how it looks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Which
um,
is
yeah.
it's a slippery slope. And I mean, I gotta say, a couple of times I've watched something
Hmm.
on my phone and my daughter leans over and goes, "That's AI, Mom."
Yeah,
And I'm
you
like,
want,
"What?
and you're like, wait, what?
What?" And then I look and I go, "Oh, I can see what you see
Yeah,
now,
see
but
the
I don't
little,
even."
yeah, and that's the
Huh?
sad part. This is the beginning. This is
Yeah.
not like fine tuned 50 years, 60 years into AI. This is just the beginning. So at some point, it will get to the point where you won't be able to tell the difference. And then it's like, kind of like, well, what's the value of it? You're replacing a human for something that was uniquely
Yeah.
related to the human experience. So
Yeah.
I'm against it. I'm not big on that. But
Yeah,
I could,
I'm not for it.
yeah.
I'm not for it, although I think there are places certainly,
Hmm.
like when you think of, I don't know the details, but I'm like, there are now medical procedures that,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's already changing that. And I don't want it to replace doctors per se,
Hmm.
but if it helps a doctor perform something better
Yeah.
to save lives. But art is it's supposed to be
Hmm.
flawed
Yeah,
because
that's
it's a
that's the beauty
story.
of it. It's like it's
It's a,
not supposed to be perfect. So when it's perfect, it kind of like it devalues it. That's why I'm like, you don't
yeah,
you don't really understand what you're asking for. The
yeah.
regular consumer typically is focused on, I just want a painting, but then what's the value of the painting if a human didn't make it? So
Yeah.
I don't get it, but I know
Yeah.
we could pull from that
Oh,
forever.
oh, we could. I mean, start going online, going
Yeah.
here. Look at this.
Yeah, mad throwing stuff.
Yeah.
uh, so I mean, a lot of people they do know you from a lot of different shows, but I particularly found you through a show that's on MGM, and it's a really good show. My cousin actually put me onto it. It's called From. Um, and so the next question is a lot of people, they when you get your break and people kind of see you become a star or you become a household name, but how did you get that role, and then how has it been for that particular job?
Oh, well, I got the role the way I always get the roles and not get the roles.
This Donna, right?
But I just got my sides, then I had to do a self-tape,
That's it.
because it was the middle of COVID,
Mm.
so it was a self-tape. And then
Okay.
it was a Zoom audition. And so it was kind of crazy because it was like, you're gonna actually cast a whole show off a Zoom audition?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's like now it's like a regular thing that people are like, hey, yeah,
yeah,
just go online. But like at the time,
yeah,
we're like, wait, you don't have to drive anywhere. You don't got to remember your lines. You don't got to wait in line for the next guy, next guy, next guy. It's
yeah.
like, okay.
And I have mixed feelings about it. I kind of like, on the one hand, I go, young. I don't like auditioning. Like I do,
Mm.
I get terrible anxiety, and my brain goes into like, I'm like, "Ah."
You get
um,
the sides. Yeah.
but I think young actors should be getting in a room,
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
and because it's bizarre, the idea that someone can be cast in a show
Mhm.
having never been in front, like in a room working with people.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think
And
that's an experience that you look back when you don't have to audition or when you get to this, you're behind the camera. It's kind of like a rite of passage to me. It's kind of like the
yeah,
same thing that I look at like when people are theater actors. I always give them more credit than an actor that has just been in like just TV or commercials. It's a different experience when you're on stage. You got to remember your lines. You only get that one take. It's a total different experience. So it's like levels to it.
and you got to keep it. You have to maintain the performance
Yeah.
through. Like, we can go take a break between shots, and
Yep.
we may have a really long day. And I mean, there are things that I wish I still find challenging, and on, well, both,
Hmm.
but on film and TV, because like I've had less time there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and but you have moments to step away,
Yep.
and you um but in that 2 hour theater show, if you have a major role, even a not a major role, you have to stay in it for 2 hours. You
Yep.
can't
You got to
kinda
be
go,
ready.
I
You got
didn't like that.
But see, that's the thing though. See, you understand the value of both of them, but it's the blessing that you experience both. Some people have never
Yeah,
experienced it, so it's kind of like it's the first time that you work with a star. It's like like, oh wait a minute, they're just like a regular person. It's like, yeah, like they're
yeah,
here to work. They want to build, have a relationship. It's like, oh, it's not what you assume it is. So
yeah.
I
No,
always say that too.
it's not. But I'm glad I have both. But I do notice things like I'm by nature hard on myself,
Hmm.
but I've realized that I'm harder on myself on a film set than the actor. I'm not saying they don't work hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Be straight on that. Like, they're working hard, but I will beat myself up over a minor line glitch because that's an issue.
Hmm.
If I'm not giving an actor the right line on stage, or
Yeah,
I'm dry, I like go, oh, I gotta get it all out. Whereas I'm still learning on film set. It's okay. Like,
yeah,
especially now we shoot digitally.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
not so much when we used to shoot on film.
It's like just rewind.
Yeah, that was
Rewind,
film was
yeah,
like, oh, we
before
have
it's
to
like you're on.
reset everything, match it all.
Yeah.
There's film stock being wasted, and I was like, oh, well. So
See,
there's been
that's
some
what we were
great
talking about.
advances.
Even with technology, I think there are levels to advancements with technology, but then at the same time, it's problematic because if you have a situation where it's like that and you're losing quality for just accessibility, it kind of takes away from the craft too. It's like you
Yeah,
want to give more respect for someone that can go line after line because no one really understands the back end. Like when you're doing a scene or it's a dramatic scene, you're doing that scene like at least like 10 20 times sometimes if you're
yeah,
crying or if it's different angles, so like people don't really understand the logistics behind it, but then they also when they see it they're like, oh well, I mean, I could have done that, or that didn't come out that good, but you don't
yeah.
understand all the back end work,
Oh
all the
yeah,
actual like prep and stuff. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, that's something I sometimes kind of have a bit of an eye roll at when I go. People, oh,
Hmm.
that wasn't good. Why did rah, rah, rah? And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, like, okay, first of all, can you do it? And even if you can't do it, I mean, do you know the budget? Do you
Yeah.
know
Do
the
you know all the
resources?
details? Yep.
you know what happened that day? Do you know all the
Mm-hmm.
shit that's
Yep.
going on?
Yep.
And people are people for the most part, people I think want to tell a story, and different people have different facilities. There are some people that are just doing it for the wrong reasons
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
don't like working with them.
But see, I think with a lot of people, they understand it only to a degree because they've gotten used to like, a certain atmosphere, or like you said, you working on different budget projects. You can kind of understand the higher budget to the lower budget. You can
Yeah,
respect both of them. If you're a true artist, you like both. Like you love
yeah,
working on sets, and then you work, $1 million, multi-million dollar movies, and then you got, indie movie. It's the same work. It's just a different setting.
yeah,
So you have to give
yeah.
it.
And I think going back to AI, the whole fantasy of what a
Mm-hmm.
life needs to be and where we should all be living at in terms of what our life should look like,
Yeah.
so increasingly diluted by what the media tells us the other guy is living in.
Yeah. 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 A
There's
lot
a
of
few people
social
living
media
in
is like
that.
it kind of makes you view life only through that prism. We're
Yeah.
only showing the great stuff. We're not showing any of the bad stuff.
Yeah,
So it's kind
yeah,
of like, okay, like you don't really see any of the other stuff, and then you lose
yeah, or
those
where
valuable.
they're investing their time into promotion, and that person is investing their time into creation, and that
Yeah.
person, like, we're all slightly different in the way that we approach our careers.
Yep. Yep. So with that, I know from the project and all the seasons have gotten better in my opinion.
Cool.
I know I can't dig too much about with Donna and seeing what happens with her character and things like that, but I want to say you did a great job. You're one of the standout characters. I've made some comments on some of your posts. Some people, obviously, a lot of people agree. You're one of the favorites on the show, so keep doing your thing, and we appreciate your craft and your work for that character. The next question I have is, what is anything that's currently you're working on? What's your next project? Where are we going to see you next?
Right now, I have been writing a feature with another writer. It's my first go at writing a feature. That's like this is the creation thing, right?
Yeah.
Who knows if we're gonna get it made? Who knows what it's gonna end up as? So that's where I've been at. And sometimes, I don't have anything coming out.
No, I mean that's something. I mean, when you're doing stuff, I'm working with two of my friends from years ago in another different industry. And a friend of mine, he wrote a book, and we're trying to make that into a movie. It's just it's the artist part, you know what I mean? Like you're creating something that's new. You don't know until you try it. So kudos to you, and best of luck with all that stuff, because to me, that's what you should. That's the next evolution, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like I would love. I mean, I got a long way to grow as a writer, and I don't know if I'll become a writer. But I love writing, and. Yeah, so, and that's, and then there's life, we finished the show, and I've been dealing with,
yeah, family stuff,
births and deaths, and
deal
with that stuff. And in a way, I'm like going, it's good I wasn't too busy, because I've been so busy with just doing all that stuff that we all inevitably get passed with at some point in life. Yeah.
I mean, it's the balance part where everyone says you can balance it, but it's not really balanced. Like we always attempt to balance everything, but
no. And then the wave hits, and you're like, whoa. Excuse me.
And you're like, oh my God, now I have to adjust. I got to figure this out. But it's like it never ends. That's the cycle. Yeah. It just keeps going. But I mean, that's good. I think that most artists or actors I've seen tend to go into the writing, directing, producing to some stage, because it's kind of like you get the taste. You'll always have that, but it's like, what's the next challenge? Like what's the next thing for me to do, and what's the next lane in that artistry? So that's kudos to you. Like I said, that's a beautiful thing to keep working and writing and creating other things for other people.
I hope I think too, sometimes as performing artists, that because we're sometimes in a position of not having as much creative input, like it's within the role we're doing, but we're not in a position to say, hey, I've got an idea for where the story can head, or
like yeah, but this is mine. Okay, I'll just read the line. It's just like, all right,
it's like I mean, actually, what's great on this show is, like, I think John and Jeff and Jack sort of I think they keep tabs on little things they learn about us, and it's like, I don't think Jade would not have been playing the violin. Except John discovered that after we started shooting, he discovered that David is a concert level violinist, and suddenly, that became part of Jade.
Part of the character, yeah. That's the way it works. I mean, like certain things that are like they evolve. It depends on the director. It depends on the setting. It depends on the setup. Like if you are given that opportunity to expand, then it's a beautiful setting. But like you said, there's been sets that I've been on. It's just like, no, I want it exactly like this. I've already written it. Blah blah. blah. Okay. And then there's what do you think? It's like they're asking for your opinion about a character you're playing. So that's always great too. It's kind of like, you get that's the input. That's the place that I like to be. Like where I recently put a post out and I said that, like, you create the table and then you decide who comes and sits at it. So it's like you're creating something for you. I don't know if you're going to make a character for you, but you have the ability to control all of that. So whether it's a big budget or a small budget, it's still yours, and it's something that came from you. It's not like you're part of something else,
Yeah. I think most of us feel this way, and it's a two-way street. Like, ideally, a creation should be a conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, but then when you're invited to conversation to the table, you also have to read the room. Because we've all been on sets where someone has not read the room.
Yeah, you're like okay.
Okay, not your job.
Yeah, it's not That's the professional end, though, right? You're not starting something and you're getting into this field without knowing that it's a professional atmosphere. And I think that sometimes it's a shock to certain people, and then when it hits, you're like, oh, this is real. This is like, they're taking it seriously. This is not like just playtime. You get a little paycheck, you see the lights on. It's like, this is a craft. You have to work at it. People are expecting a certain level of professionalism from you. So that's a great thing too. My last question for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So we know that Donna is going to evolve. We know that hopefully there's some spinoffs, because I think that they did a really good job with the show. It's real different than most shows. I don't know how it's going to end. Obviously, I know you can't tell me. So
I don't know how it's going to end. Like, they are tight-lipped. They do not let us know a thing.
Yeah.
Like, which is sort of great when we watch it. I go, that.
Yeah, I mean, does that ever freak you out when you watch it and you're like, oh, I didn't remember, or I didn't see that they were gonna put that there or put that together like that? Does that ever like freak you out sometimes?
Not in a big way that is like, what? But there are. Every episode, there's a number of things. Like, I don't always notice. Like, I notice set, but I don't read like objects and repetitions. It's not till you put it all together while you're watching. So for me, there's some element of when I watch this show of going, holy shit, that did. Or it's often because fans go, I noticed that in season 2 and now that.
Yeah.
And I go, sometimes I go, no. And sometimes I go, holy shit, no.
Yeah. Like, that's where that went. Like, you still get surprised. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Also, I'm at an age that if you ask me what I did 6 months ago.
Yeah. I'm almost there.
I found a picture of myself from season 4. That I don't know why I look the way I look. Yeah, I'm like going, I'm going to have to wait. There's going to be an episode and I'm going to go, that's why. Yeah.
But I mean, that's a good thing though. That's great writing, and that's a great set like how they have it all set up where each actor is surprised when you watch it, because that's a beautiful thing too, because it allows the participants to be surprised. It's kind of like the same kind of setup. Like I know that the Marvel sets are like that. A lot of my friends, I have a friend of mine that was on a DC set where he was in Superman. My friend Chris, and he was saying that the way that they put things together in the movie, it was out of sequence, but then also there were certain things that they shot, and there's always like behind the scenes stuff or something they don't add in there. So we were always like, well, he had a lot of lines. I'm like, yo, you have to, hopefully they add something and they bring your character out. And in the movie, we only got pieces of them. But he was telling me some stuff about some ideas and things like that could be, coming down the pipeline. So it's a good thing when you see evolution on the sets and you see actors that are playing their pieces, but then at the same time it's like it's creative, so it's a beautiful spot for them to be surprised, like, oh, that was really good how they did that. Oh, I didn't know that was gonna go that way. So that's cool.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you don't always see, like, you'll read the whole script, but there's a point at which you're like, okay, at time constraints, I'm only reading my stuff. Like my scenes, not my lines only, but my scenes. Yeah. And so you get to know your scenes really well, but it starts to drift away what other people are off working hard at on Wednesday and Friday when you came in on Thursday. And then you see it all put together and you go, oh yeah, we did read that. That's right.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to focus on it because I'm not involved in that storyline. So I focus on my storyline.
Yep.
So, because it doesn't serve me to change my approach to to a scene when there's something going on with Jade and Tabitha that has nothing to do with Donna. So.
And they don't shoot in sequence though, right? They're not shooting in sequence. Yeah, they shoot.
No, we shoot 2 episodes a block.
Okay.
So episodes 3 and 4 in my mind all blur together.
Yeah, that's cool. So I mean, that's pretty much it for the professional questions. I wanted to ask you, I always do like the shotgun questions, or basically like this or that, like your preference.
No.
So I always appreciate you giving some insight. Like I said, I know that you worked on a lot of different projects, and when I saw you in the show, I was like, you know what, that's a character everyone loves. Let me see if she'll be on the show. And I really appreciate you being on the show and giving me some insight with that, because you're very down to earth, and I only pray that you consistently keep building, and hopefully Donna continues. I don't know where this is going.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows, but I hope that there is a future for that character, because you play her very well, and I know that you're a fan favorite from many people. But the shotgun questions are basically this or that. You can elaborate as much as you want. It's just to get a personal preference or look at your personal preferences. So like if you like red or you like blue. Okay, so you can elaborate as much as you want, or you can be as quick as you want. All right.
Just warning you, I'm terrible at picking one or another. This could take a while.
It's okay. So right off the bat, it's a combination of different things, but are you a better artist, Michael Jackson or Prince?
I'm a Prince girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. So we have 2 different shows, a better combination of characters for Friends or Seinfeld?
Oh boy, there's like, see, this is where it's difficult, because I think they both worked so well in terms of the combo. I at the time was more of a Seinfeld person.
Okay.
But I don't know that I could say they're a better combo of characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I can't give you the just easy ones.
No, they're never easy for me. I
gotta give you some good ones. Okay, this is gonna switch from film or anything from TV to sports. So this is the debate everyone asks. Who is the GOAT? LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Oh God, that is hard for me.
I can't ask you just easy ones.
LeBron Jordan. Michael James. Oh God.
You can't lose in any of these, so it doesn't
Okay,
matter. I mean, but people will know.
LeBron James.
LeBron. Okay, LeBron. Let's see. Okay, better franchise, right? Better franchise. Marvel or Avatar?
Marvel.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I like Avatar, but I know it less.
And the last piece is I guess is the biggest question that most actors, because it's usually you would want to play or work with one of these two. Better director, Cameron or Spielberg?
Spielberg.
Yeah, Spielberg. Okay. So like I said,
I'm supposed to say Cameron as a Canadian, but
no, I mean everyone has a different place. But yeah. You're like
I'd have. Sorry.
A lot of people that are Canadian, they'd be like, "Yeah, he's Canadian. I'm gonna go with him." Yeah. Cameron.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you know what? And that they make such different stuff. Like that's the other thing. Going around to AI, like it's like our hearts and our brains and our different stories. Everybody. I never thought I'd be doing From.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what's coming at you.
Yeah, I mean that's the hardest part, right? But you got to be prepared. You were prepared. You came, and now look at it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're like immortalized in that realm of stuff. Because Harold, he was one of my favorite actors before I even saw the show. And my cousin was like, I saw this show and it's kind of crazy and blah blah blah. And I was like, what is it called? He's like, yo, just check it out. I think at the time it only had one season. It was on, I think it was on Prime, or you could watch it on Prime or some point.
Yeah, it's different up here.
Yeah, it had it. It was an MGM.
It's on Epix.
Yeah. It was on MGM, but it was like at the time you could watch it on Prime or something. I guess they were trying to like get the subscription for MGM through Prime or whatever. So I checked it out and I was like, oh, this show is crazy. He was like, yeah, I told you. And we like the Sarah. That's
Do you guys sing it?
Yeah. Every time I start, that's the movie. I don't even say anything. I'll just send him like a little sound bite, and he'll be like, I already know what you're talking about. I already know what you're talking about. All right, I missed the episode. All right, we'll check it out. That's it. So cool. So yes, Liz, I appreciate you. You are very open. I was great to pick your mind. I only hope that you keep continuing. Blessing, great luck, and good luck with the script. I know it'll work out. And if someone's trying to get in touch with you to be, have you in the project, or they want to, pick your mind as well, how can they reach you?
Well, I mean, I'm wrapped by Characters. Mia Taberge at Characters in Toronto. Okay. And that's probably the most surefire way.
Okay.
Sometimes you can reach me other ways, but that's the most surefire way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They know where I am.
No, they can find you. They can find you. Awesome. Okay, so I appreciate you. Like I said, I hope and I pray that there's only blessings that come down your way. Keep doing your thing. We will be rooting for Donna and other characters that you play. And like I said before, I appreciate you being on the show, and I wish you the best with everything. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that.
All right.
And I really appreciate you. This was really fun. So.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully we get some other shows. We get some other things to talk about. So.
Well, just reach out.
I will. Will do.
You too know where to find me.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Appreciate you so much.
And you. Thank you.
All right.